Recording.
Server, recording.
Okay, we're calling the September 12th, 2019 Executive Committee meeting agenda for the IEEE section at this time. And the first thing I want to welcome everybody to the meeting that's here. We'll probably be chiming in on some others as we go along. At least we know. And right now we have Howard, James, Saul, myself, Carly. It's like Carly chimed in, and
Progress.
Ian. So I guess we don't need to do any introductions. I kind of have done that. So we might as well start with the Secretary's report, and I'll turn it over to Howard.
Okay, if we could just scroll through this slowly, I'll let people look at it. These are the minutes from the August 15th.
Need it enlarged?
I guess, I'm not sure how to actually, I guess maybe if I make this larger.
Oh, that helps.
A little larger at all?
I think if you can move it down just a little, it's 4 pages long, so.
Yeah.
If you look at it and see anything that you got a question on, say something, okay?
Okay.
Keep going.
So just keep on rolling like that, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Carl, as we move into this month's meeting, you need to update on Smart City, what's happened. You didn't have that even listed on your agenda. Just mentioning that.
Yeah, okay. I was, because it's a very short report.
Okay. And Chuan Wu gave me a lot of information to put in, so you can see PES has been really busy.
Good.
I personally am disappointed with no reports from the societies or the student branches.
Probably need to figure out your status connection.
And Ian is working with me on getting some updates, and so is Rhonda at Regional. We're kind of contacting people to make sure that we get something documented.
And the old business, I was hoping Josh could answer the question that we brought up last month when we go into this one. We haven't called for new items on the agenda, but one is Smart City. The second is the banner that we got last year. Is it okay? Do we need to replace it? And what did we spend for it, which would be in the budget? Or we would have seen that. I haven't seen anything financial yet. I hope we get something.
Yeah,
I thought IEEE could provide banners.
Well,
Headquarters.
this is for the Columbus section. They, I think each section actually orders their own, makes their own. They have a guideline, and that's what we followed and used, the IEEE Columbus section. We got a large one to display on a table, like a 6-foot table in front. That's what Josh got.
So I see on the screen has come up some audio things.
I was just meeting this other application because I was worried. I'm hearing it through my headset, so I was just making sure it's not beeping through.
So, Colleen, are you in?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
Clean
I hear you.
beautifully.
It's nice to have you again. Colleen Consolidge. Did I say your name right?
Close enough.
Oh, say it so I can get it right.
It's Con Savage.
I'm sorry. The chair of the young professor. She came from college.
Well, we got that. We need a motion to approve in a second, so.
So I would move that we approve the minutes that we just read from the August meeting. We can make a move.
I second that motion.
Any opposed? All in favor?
Approve, okay.
Since there was no opposed, we're saying it's unanimously accepted to enter into the record that the meetings have been approved for the August meeting, 2018. We don't have Josh present right now. He was having contact with him this afternoon when we were early trying to get in. Can you update me on your communication with Josh?
Several days ago, he actually reported like he did not get the invite. But what we were able to do is I did send him the invite to his IEEE email that he requested sent to. So he did approve the invite, but he has not showed up after that invite.
So, Ian, for those who are kind of new to you, could you introduce yourself and say what you do?
I'm the student, the president of the IEEE branch of DeVry, and also their web administrator. Apparently we're only down to like probably 3 students on our branch, but we're trying to fix that right now, which I'll bring that up later for the DeVry online report.
That was just to let everybody know who I'm talking to. He's really controlling. He's the host, and he's our WebEx administrator.
And he's also controlling the PowerPoint slide with his faithful clicker.
On the Treasury report right now, hopefully Josh will come in sometime or another. If not, I'm going to try to get something from him and send it out to everyone that's in this meeting before the next meeting. So I'm going to try to do that next week if Josh is not in this meeting to give a report. And I'll discuss what Howard was talking about and also something when I do the chair. Helen has been, let's into the Treasury question. Helen has been dealing with some family tragedy, and we're praying for her and she's loss in her family. I'm not sure right now, but I know that she doesn't have a report at this time. So we'll move on from that. If you could go down to the report. I have a piece covered. I'll go over this quick. Ian, did you flip the PowerPoint? Okay, I'm there, and I think I'm on.
All right, I just muted everyone so we don't have any feedback. We're getting a lot of feedback going on. So if you need to speak, unmute yourself at the bottom of your screen. Carl, you're unmuted. I'm getting like so much feedback. It sounds sloppy.
You can wave your hand or something if you have any questions, and you probably will.
Just unmute yourself if you need to talk. Just hit the mic that shows red right now because we're getting so much feed. It's driving me bonkers.
Thank you. The region, of course, as you know, we've been discussing, is concerned about membership declining in the U.S. Region 2 has been doing better than most, but we're trying to increase that. And even with Ian at DeVry, we're working to go to some classes, talking to Bill Ball, who works at Capital, to increase the student membership I'm talking about. So we have several different projects that we are trying to initiate to improve membership, and we are looking for some volunteers to help us with that. Coming to the last meeting, a young man named Daniel with corporate, he's going to help me with that. Didn't quite find his contact information to get him in on this meeting. I wish I had, but I will be working with him. He's going to volunteer working with some corporate things. With Smart Columbus, we had put out RFP that came from IEEE Smart Cities Society. RFP to have the conference here in Columbus in 2020. And so I gave the information to Smart Columbus Group. I gave it to the Columbus Partnership. I even sent some information as Ben had advised to AEP if they want to become a part of it, because they're all working with things that would benefit them here. And I haven't heard back from any of the directors, the director of AEP and the director that's with Smart Columbus and the director of Smart Columbus, and any of them yet. So not hearing back from them. I'm not sure where we are on that. So as far as I'm concerned at this point, it doesn't look like they're putting in a proposal. If they are, I'm not aware of it because they were due September the 3rd. I haven't heard anything back on that at this particular time. So it doesn't look like at this point that we're going to move on that. Working with Flynn at OSU departments, we're also trying to do some recruiting in different engineering departments. That is a timing thing where we're trying to get together to find out classes that we can go to depending on the engineering department, whether it's electrical engineering or computer engineering department. See if we can go into a classroom, early in the classroom, and put up a quick video on the advantages of being a student member in IEEE. And one of the things I emphasize most is that it has continued education, a great library for them to get their resources for school and different papers. And there's a lot of advantages that we're having. So we're working with the MGA department also. I just got something this afternoon, as many of you might have, saying what the future initiatives are. And so I won't go over that, but it's probably in the emails. If it's not, I can always forward it to you if you choose. The last thing on the chair's report, yeah, I kind of already, is the regional reports that's requested from the chair, from me. And I'm not going to share this, but I'm going to, can you pull up the reports? Yes. I'm going to let you know what's already done and what's in progress at this particular time. Starting with the quarters are on the side, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and this is what regional is expected. I'm talking with Rhonda, and some I have in and some I don't. So the ones that I have in right now, I'm going to pull up and talk about that in business. I really could use some help from the different chairs of the society, because as Howard had voiced, that's a problem in getting reports from them. And Swin is working on something for me already, and his is already in the V2. So in the first one, it says complete and submit IEEE mandated documents to close out the prior year. That's done. Second one, report section officers, affinity groups, chapters, and student branches. That's partially done. Some are in and some are not. I'm still trying to contact some, and Colin will probably need something from you also. If you already have something in V2 in there, I believe already. I have to check with Rhonda and Regional to make sure that she has that documented. Updating the web section was a part of what we're doing here. Our Columbus website. I would like to have had Anupa on this in this conversation. He's supposed to be working with Helen and maybe even Ian on the website. Have y'all had any communication, Ian?
We have not had any communication lately. I actually looked at the website earlier today. I'm like, don't really look like he's really doing anything. I've seen something pulled up on that web link. Just it doesn't look like nothing's being done to it.
So tomorrow I will try to contact him again. I have his phone number now, so I'll text him and see when's the convenient time to have a discussion with him. Try to get an update on what his expected times are to get things completed. Our website, Columbus website. Training new officers through the Center for Leadership Excellence. We don't really have any real new officers except for Swin, and he may not need training because he's doing more than most of us. And Colleen is very up on the young professionals, and of course Helen working with women in engineering. So I didn't see that to be a necessary thing, so I put in progress with that with Rhonda. And if it's necessary, we'll get in touch with them. Now, Ian, this is something I need to get with you on, is promoting the use of Section Vitality Dashboard. Sorry, I had to close the door. Okay, and where was I at?
Number 5, promote the use of section.
And the OU analytics to give you, since you love statistics and I see you put up stuff like that, I would really like to get you involved in getting some of that data. And that's how I know that we had student branches in Capital, but they graduated. We had them in Franklin University, and they graduated. And we had them in Columbus State University. So we have something set up. What I have to do is get faculty advisors. Now, Ian is working very well with DeVry, and we are meeting several times during the week at DeVry with professors that have technology classes and engineering classes. So update on local operating procedures, that's what we're doing now. Plan and budget for the section. I'm working with Josh on that, and I needed him here to discuss that. So that'll be something that we may talk on the phone or send an email to keep everybody updated. So look for your emails coming from me primarily. I'm going to try to get something from Josh. Keep you updated even if I don't have any contact. Organize workshops for chapters and affinity group chairs. That is something that me and Helen are trying to contact people to see when's a good time going and do that. Mostly we're dealing with the student branches. That's also having to do with recruiting. Conduct joint meetings with student branches and technical presentation and student professional activities. SPAC, we'll have to discuss that with them, so that's in progress. Contact deactivated members. I have to look through the OU analytics for that process on how to do that. We're talking with Rhonda about how to do that. Send them an email and let them know what we have new that we may not have had before that they might want to rejoin. Review meeting, reporting V2s. Is everybody familiar with the V2s? If you're not, you can go on the website and you got all kinds of tutorials that'll help you out with that. You have the time. Let's coordinate Congressional Visit Day representation. I'm talking with Rhonda about that. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I'm not even sure what all that entails. I'm going to see. the next meeting and submit nominations to the MGA. I didn't have any nominations. If anybody does, you can let me know, and I'll make sure they get submitted. Going into the second quarter, in progress is engaging regional leadership activities. In progress is also conducting professional development activities. We had a couple. Well, that's already done, and we're still going to do it some more because someone had some professional development events. Conducting a continuing education activity. Josh and I and some other people from the STEM programs inside of IEEE are discussing collaborating with some people here in Columbus to deal
Great
with
news. Joshua's attempting to join.
great technology training. Plan to implement programs for engaging with members in industry. I discussed that with Daniel. He's one of my volunteers, and we're going to try to go some places and send some promos, some promotions to show the advantages of the company to work with us to promote IEEE, communicate with section members on IEEE activities such as webinars. That's part of what we just said. And review affinity at group and chapter activities to ensure continuity. All of this is part of what we're doing. So I already completed, go all the way down to the last one, review meeting reports on V2 for all local units to bring it up to date. That's all part of the report on the chairs and the different societies. I know that was kind of long, but just letting you know that I'm not just waiting for the meeting. We're trying to get a lot of things done as best we can, and we're going to keep working on it until we get it all done. And we are kind of more up to date than most of them, according to Ronnie. So I'm in communication with her, and we just need to have more communication with each other here. And that's the chair's report. Next, we have, does any of the executive officers have a report? Can you unmute them now, Ian?
Yeah. Carl?
Yes.
One of the things is that they talked about CPD hours and stuff. The Power Energy Society has done a whole lot of that, and I can't say about other groups have done that, but the Power Energy Society, one of the bigger groups, has had a numerous hours that they've through the training that they've done, through the presentations. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 CPD hours so far this year.
Yes, and that has been documented. That's part of when I say it's in progress. We have done so. Young professionals also, and the women in engineering.
Yeah.
So we're doing pretty good. I want to get a different fact report in and work with Ben on professional activities, and Josh and I in controls, and the webmaster, which is Anupa. I want to have some completed reports. So we're kind of closing out this quarter with being caught up.
ExCom actually just joined us. I think he's still in progress of getting connected.
Who's that?
And ExCom, ExCom, whatever, I don't know how to say it. The webmaster.
Can we hear you?
I'm not seeing it, like, he hasn't gotten fully connected yet. I see he's got, like, a chat pulled up or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's good to see that he's either hearing us or we can chat or something. So we're going to go into the professional society report, starting with Saul, with the membership development, and
I think
all on that.
aside from the student chapters, which are very important, I think we should have sometime in late fall another senior member elevation meeting, which I can do, if that's okay with everybody.
Sounds great to me.
It's very hard to contact people who haven't renewed. I mean, I've tried that. You get a lot of negative feedback, and you know, if they know they haven't renewed, I don't think calling them helps, in spite of what headquarters thinks. But senior member elevation is a good thing because it's an honor that they get, and will tend to keep them a member until they become a life member. Then it's free, so they don't usually quit.
So I'm trying to get some emails from some of those people because I would like to forward them some of the new things that we have. We have a lot of things that we had in the last couple of years.
Okay.
And so if I could get some emails, and I'm trying to work with Rhonda on that.
Hey, Sol, do you have the list, or can you get the list out of the tools of those who have the experience in our section that we can contact about a senior member?
No, I don't know how to do that, but I just send a general announcement out, and that usually gets a few people. We've had as many as 20. Well, you've been there, Howard.
Yeah.
And last time we had, I think, 4 or 5, and I think every one of them is qualified for senior since that time.
Okay.
And we've had a couple other members make senior that didn't go to the meeting that I've helped with.
Right. Okay, that's fine too. I was just looking because you should be able to get something out of our membership list, and I'll tell you, I don't know how to do it either. I mean, I have trouble running it because they've got everything's changed from what I used to know. So I don't know how to run all that, but had somebody run it, that would give you a list to target just to make them aware that I agree with what you've been doing, though. And we have had up to 20, I know, and I'll be willing to help you again.
Appreciate that.
And these senior members, they have this new database in OU that gives you all the different analytics, but I have to take a couple more tutorials on it. It takes about 40 minutes, and you have 3 different seminars that tells you how to get different things, but it takes a while of sitting down for 2-3 hours. I haven't done it yet, but things are opening up pretty soon where I'll be able to do that because July and vacationing and different things. So closing out budgets and stuff for nonprofits and all of that stuff has taken a lot of my time. And this particular time, I want to be able to sit down and do some tutorials for a few hours and then go in on that. And I'll share all that with both of you.
Well, if somebody can figure out how to do it, I'll use the list. Otherwise, I'll just send it out to everybody.
As soon as I figure it out, I'll share that with you. But it takes some navigating. You know, you just can't listen to it. You got to get in there and try it and see what you didn't get right. Go back to the tutorial, see what you didn't get right. I'm not one of them people that just can watch it and then know how to do it. I have to keep going back and forth.
Okay.
That's what's going on. It's all new tools, and some of them don't actually know how to do it. When you call the technical department and stuff, they fish through it themselves. Right now, it's pretty much new to everybody, but it's some great tools. What did you pull up here? Ian. Hello?
Probably the thing we're talking about.
Yes. Yes.
Columbus section.
And it's great having
Well,
a whole lot of. We'll work on all of that, and Ian Ian is going to help me out. So is Rhonda, because she feels the people who sends me to other people who try to figure it out themselves. So, we also have the student activities. Are we finished with that yet, Saul?
No, we're done.
Okay. So we'll get back up to the PowerPoint and to go to the student activities chair. I pretty much got the lot. I'm working with Saul on that, how we're recruiting when I did the chair before. So we were some of the directors, the rest of the entire staff. Go in the classroom, quick 5 minutes. Ian has one that he has put up himself, adding bells and whistles to it to show the students that it's best to get involved in school as far as financial obligations. And also, it's a great benefit for them to have the library to work in their classes. When I get up to OSU the graduates, I think a lot more feasible for them because there's more research on this. So, Saul, did you have anything for students' activities? Saul?
Yes.
You want to say anything else about activities?
I can't hear you. It's real noisy.
Okay, you probably got to mute a few right now, right?
I just muted Howard. He's the one with all the feed. Sorry.
Okay, as long as he can hear, because, he's recording everything. I was asking Saul, did he have anything else with the student activity chair that...
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're closing that out. We're going to the young professionals with Colleen. Do you have anything for us at this time?
Yes, Young Professionals is here. Hello. All right, so as you may have heard, we had our last event in June, and because I'm the only officer of Young Professionals at this time, due to a period of large inactivity, all of the finances come from my pocket. So that is my constraint in how often I can hold the events. So I recently received reimbursement from Josh for the $500 I put on the June event. Thank you, Josh. So now I'm gearing up to plan another one. So I'm looking at October, end of October or early November for our next event. I'll have that figured out within the next week, and I'll be sending an email through the vTools and setting up an event in there. The fall event is going to be a networking happy hour type of thing downtown. And then we're going to go to the COSI Adult Night at the Science Center. So that's for 21 and over. And there are some restaurants right, a stone's throw away from there. So that's my plan for that. And I had a brief communication with Ian earlier, and I see his face on the screen. So I will definitely be reaching out to you, Ian, to help get some of our, even if there are 3 or 5 people, some of our, early career or even late college people on board. I'm very open to circulating that and getting the word out that Young Professionals is active and we'll be hosting events. So tell your friends. And the other upcoming event for us is a collaboration with Women in Engineering. I saw that was an item on the meeting minutes from last month, so that is still ongoing. I'm right now just trying to coordinate with Helen on a date, but I'll be co-sponsoring the event with her for the Ohio State students. So that's the plan for the next month or the next 6 weeks. I think that's all I have to say about that. So check your email, look for that. But I do have a comment for Power and Energy as well, the next society on the list.
Okay, well, that's coming pretty quick because really already said what Helen said she had for women's engineering in your report.
Right.
So, also, I want to make sure that you're documenting some of this with vTools, right?
Yeah, so I do create all the events in vTools, and then we've only had we had an April co-sponsor event with Women in Engineering, then we had the June bowling event, and now we're going to have the October event because, like I said, of the funding lapse in the middle for me, for my pocket. So there's only been 2 events so far. Both of them are in VTools, but I do expect to have at least 3 more events through the rest of 2019. So those will also be through VTools. And then I go back and do the reporting as well, where you enter the, you file it and you enter the number of attendees. So that should be there already from the April and the June events both.
Great. So,
I have
go ahead.
I have an event that's actually taking place in October here at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. It's a gaming event, so that might be a great way for us to actually communicate this, like related to these top 3, the membership development and the young professionals. I believe it's taking place the 13th through 16th or somewhere in that timeline at the Greater Columbus Convention Center, so you might want to check that out. It'd be a great networking opportunity to get out to the kids and other professionals.
Sounds good. So, Howard, you have something from Swin from Power and Energy? Just unmute Howard if he's needed.
No, I don't have anything. Colleen said she might have something from Power Energy.
Yes. So I am the vice chair of PES. Then Schwinn and I have taken on the lion's share of hosting the events in terms of funding and planning and sending the emails and whatnot. So we just had an event about 2 weeks ago that I was not able to attend, but I heard that things went well. That was the tour of the operations center at American Electric Power. But we also have an event that I'm planning for September, coming up on September 21st. That is our tour of the nuclear enrichment site in Piketon, Ohio. So RSVPs for that are largely closed due to the coordination required with the DOE, the Department of Energy that runs the site. They needed a significant advance in terms of names of people who would be there and things like that. But a few people have canceled. So if you wanted to go and didn't RSVP, it's not too late because I have about 2 slots that have opened up on that. But I just wanted to announce that we do have a September event. There was an email sent about that through the VTools email chain, and look forward to reporting good things after September 21st.
And it's great to have so many people on board. You do everything. Let me see. Richard is not here at this time, and he's the CEO advisor. The signal processor, until you're on the lead, I'm still trying to communicate with him. I'm going to try a little harder this month. So he's not here for a report, Howard. And then with the professional activities chair, he was with us at Helen's event, Women in Engineering, and he said he wouldn't be able to make this meeting. And if he had anything, he would give it to us, so apparently he has not. Of course, did Josh make it in?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Josh?
Hey, I'm here.
All right, Josh. So you could do 2 birds in 1 stone if you don't mind.
Yep, I'll do a budget. I'm still working on some of it, but I think I just got one from Ian for the last PES event, and I think other than that, I'm caught up. If there is something still out there, please let me know. Send me an email, and I'll track it down and make sure that I get it to you. I'm working on getting our budget updated and seeing where everybody's pretty much at in income and outgoing, and finishing up the Maker X stuff as well. We're getting some of the last things. I also had to cancel the check we sent to OSU for that grant money that they got from IEEE because he didn't request it right. It has to go to OSU, not the professor. So I have to figure out how to cancel checks, and I've been doing that type of stuff and emailing back and forth to get checks canceled and reissue new ones and all that stuff. So that's pretty much it for the budget. As for education activities, I haven't worked on it much. There's some talk about possibly ending Maker X. This might be the last year. Bill Ball is leaving as of June. His wife is leaving the presidency of Capitol and moving somewhere else, I guess, in June. So Bill goes with her, and we're seeing what's going to happen with Maker X after that. Otterbein, the Points might take it over, but I don't know if that he's. They're talking about it, I guess, and sending it up the chain of command. But we're still looking for locations because there's one that opened up in February timeframe. But other than that, we're just trying to get things figured out and what's going to happen with it. So obviously that was our big event for the educational stuff. So we're hoping to have one more. It might be a task, it might not. We'll see how that goes.
So I was hoping to entertain a motion to donate $1,500 to this raffle like we did last year. How do you feel about that, Josh?
Say that again?
I got the email from Bill Ball, and we are trying to see if he can transfer some of his networking for 2021. I was considering he was requesting $1,500 as we did last year from IEEE to sponsor this one in February.
Yeah. So the talk is we might just basically make it a completely free event, and based on the donations we had previously and what we already had in the account, we could basically put on an event that would be completely free, and then it would just basically be done. All the finances, all the money that we would have in the bank as of now and get would just be spent on that event. So that would mean that we could do it if we have the same amount of financial backing from the company, or like IEEE and other donations that we got.
Okay. Ian has this new tool that we have in WebEx where if we were to put a motion on the table, that it polls everything. We're not going to use that right now, but also on there is the table of motion.
Yeah, and I don't know if we can, I should say it this way, entertain a motion for next year's budget already. That's usually done when we do next year's budget and approve it. And that's how we've been doing it in the past. So it's hard because budgets come out the first of the year. I mean, we can try and do it at the end of this year and make sure that we have a budget going into next year. That's probably when it should be done. I mean, that part's pretty easy because not much of that usually changes, but maybe a couple $100 here and there based on what's going on in Columbus region. So I don't know logistically if we can look at next year's budget now, or closer to the end of the year and approve that. But I mean, I guess that's up to the rest of the committee members.
You could make a motion to fund a certain amount of money for it. The budget is just a budget.
Okay.
So maybe when we get Helen in and a few more swing, then we'll.
Yeah, and let's make sure that, like I said, it's kind of up in the air. We're talking it through and seeing what the best option is. Bill kind of wants to just finish it off with one last one before he leaves, but I don't know if everybody else on the board does. So he sent a couple emails out, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it again, especially because we still need to know what Otterbine's going to do. Because if Otterbine's going to do it, we're basically going to hand the whole reins over to them, finances and all, and they're just run it through the school themselves and the point. So if that happens, I mean, it might be a moot point. I don't know if they'll go out and want to do it the same way or how that will play out in the end. So let's just hold off right now and get some more clarification from Bill and the rest of the committee.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you.
Josh,
Yeah.
Complete your report.
Yep, I'm good there. That's about all I have, and I'll be sending out the budget and everything here really soon. I'm just still getting all the pieces together.
Josh, this is Howard Jones.
Yeah.
Do you have the spreadsheets of the budget like through the end of August of where we stand electronically so we can see them?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on and making sure that I have everything in there because some of the stuff trickles in. So the last time I went out and looked at and pulled the report, all the checks hadn't gone through yet. So.
Okay, well, someplace along the line you have to call it and say, this is the end of the month and here's what we've got. And you close it and then you open it back up when everything else comes in. I don't know how I don't know how you do that, but somehow you need to close it so you can show we need to see a budget, where we are and what we spent and what we have left. And right now, we have no idea. You may have an idea, but we have none.
Yes.
The whole board doesn't.
I mean, overall, we're not. I mean, we're doing fine. There's, hold on one sec. I can tell you even what's in our account right now.
All right. I still think that's something we need out there. So
Yeah.
that's my comment.
So as of August, there's 48 in our account, which I know 10 of that. So there's about 38 sitting right there.
The societies, any of the groups, are they overspent over the budget we had set?
No.
What's happened there? Where are they?
That is, I'm getting out because it's separate sheets and stuff like that. So I have to go and put all that stuff in manually. So, so I'm working through it. I will get that out. Hopefully by the end of next week and have a updated budget and where we're at.
Okay.
I want to give you a real thing. Like I know what's coming out of our account, but that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna give you what's actually there, not what I know is coming out. Does that make sense?
It might be better if you waited until the next meeting, and then that would be your treasurer's report.
Okay. I can still send out the budget and let everybody know where they're at and then report on it next meeting.
Yeah, that sounds good. How's it sound to you, Howard?
Oh,
Howard muted.
I'd like to see something out. I'd like to have seen it for this month, but we didn't have it. So, I mean, the beginning now. So if it's coming out in another week, I'd like to see it. I want to see where we are.
Okay.
See which groups are, how they're doing.
Yep.
Overall, we may be good, but we may have some that have overspent and others that, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe you know that. They would have asked for more money if they didn't have it. They wouldn't just, you wouldn't send them a check if they had, it ran over and it wasn't planned for. So I'm just looking at where we are, that's all.
Correct.
Okay, so as soon as you have that, I think it
We'll
should
get it
come
out to
out.
the officer.
Thank you.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, Josh, we know you do a lot of work. That's the preponderance of everything. Dealing with is a Newcomb on here? I see his name.
Hey, Carl. Yes, I am.
All right. We've been waiting to hear from you. How you been?
Yeah, I've been okay. I've been, pretty busy. I joined the call late. So I don't know how much you guys know about the history of the website.
So first, I need to say this for the recording. Newcomb is the webmaster, and he's working with our website. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think I know most of the people on the call, Saul and Howard and Ian. I don't think I've met James before. I met Josh. So here's the story. So sometime back in June of this year, our domain name expired, and what was happening was, as we found out afterwards, is that these messages for renewal were going to an IEEE Yahoo account, except that nobody was monitoring it. It is something that Muhammad, if you remember him, had set up when he was the treasurer. And what happened is that Fang Luo or Fang Lao, after he became the treasurer, he ended up leaving. So these messages for the website renewal were going to this IEEE account, and then Jeff Keller, he was being copied on those emails too. But nobody was monitoring, I guess, their emails. So the domain expired. So after some discussion with Helen, it would have been really expensive to renew that current website, IEEEColumbus.org. Different URL, so it's IEEE-Columbus.org. And this, follows the IEEE branding standards. Except this website is new, and I'm not, very much of an expert in doing this stuff. I mean, I could post the notices and things on the older website, but I'm a little lost in, creating this. I did speak to Ian some time back. Thanks, Ian. So, he was helpful in giving me some tips, but I could really use some help in, standing up a new website. I don't think I can do it from scratch.
Well,
so that's where we are.
Ian is very good at websites, and he has volunteered to help you out with that. You guys could contact each other, and it will take a little bit of the burden off. Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you very well.
Ian will be your help.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ian, could you speak, because you're real clear?
Yeah. I can help you with that. I had just created the I made my own WordPress account the other day to try to experiment with it some, and I noticed it's just simple drag and drop.
Okay.
What I'm used to is just pure HTML, so it'll kind of be a journey, but I mean, a lot of websites today, they're actually made off of WordPress. So I think I saw almost 20% was made from WordPress documents. So,
okay.
Yeah. Or
okay.
Back to old school.
You gave me some of your time, Ian, several weeks ago, and talked me through some of that stuff. If you have time to meet in person sometime, that would be really helpful.
Probably do that.
Okay, and then I can bring my laptop with me, and then we could go about creating what needs to be created, and that would help us get there.
Okay.
So
you guys can communicate with each other, both of you. Anupa, do you keep up on your email a lot? Or should I give you your phone number? How you want me to do this?
I'm sorry, Carl. Could you repeat that, please?
You want me to give him phone number or email? How you guys will contact each other?
Yeah, I think Ian and I have each other's phone numbers.
Yes, we do.
Okay, again, we thank you for what you guys are doing again. And Jim, back.
Yes. So I see somebody's creating an HTML document.
Just did.
Yeah, Ian,
Pretty good.
All right, that looks good. Now we need something like that on the web page. So all right. So Ian, I will I'll find your availability, something that we can get together over a weekend or something, and try and get this thing stood up.
All right.
Okay. All right. That's all I got, Carl.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Here are my stats. That is right, correct? You're watching?
Specs.
And I guess there's no report. The section advisor, Robert Watson. Before we move past this, James, did you have anything?
Let's see if I'm.
Oh. You were unmuted. Oh, sorry, Josh, you're muted. All right, James, you're unmuted.
Oh, okay. Am I on now?
Yeah, you muted yourself.
Okay. When Josh gets unbusy, we still got to look at the 2017 and 18 audits, and 19's coming to a startling conclusion. So I don't know if you can see my little note there, but that's about what's outstanding. And there was a couple items out of 2016 that were rollovers, so they require special handling. And I had sent that in earlier, way back in January or February. And that's all I have to say tonight. Everybody good?
Thank you. So the Affinity Society updates, basically attenuation propagation. We don't have anything from Mr. Smith or Dr. Smith. And the Computer Communication Society, of course, Walston is not present this time. I'm trying to contact him to see where he's at. With that, Paul Berger with electronic devices and photonics. I think he's still, Dr. Berger is still out of the country, I believe. I'm not sure. Haven't been able to contact Nasser with engineering and medicine, biology, not responding to my emails. I'm going to look further into trying to get some more communication with these guys within the next week or two. Get a little bit more vigorous with them, get their IEEE addresses that I don't actually have at this time. And then the Computer Systems Society is yours truly, me, and we've had our events this year, and we're just looking to next year for the Maker X in February to become a part of that on a larger scale. Going into the student branches, am I moving along correctly okay, Harold? Howard? I keep calling you Harold, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm following you. What did you say about control systems? I didn't hear that.
We have nothing for the rest of the year. We have
Okay.
our 2 events this year, and next year is what we're going to be working with in the beginning of February with the Maker X.
Okay, thank you.
So now we're going into the student rank. Rosie, of course, is over the University of DeVry and online. But I'm going to let the president, Eon, speak on what's going on at DeVry. Eon, it's on you.
Yeah, so at DeVry, I've been communicating with all the professors that currently have a class on the campus. I've been trying to get us some meetings scheduled. We wound up getting 4 professors to reply. We tried attending all their classes that they gave us permission to, and we did. I gave the professors a form to hand out to the students to fill out, but I'm still waiting to get any replies from that form. So far it's not looking too good. But I told the professors, like, if you can, please also post this to your online classes, because the DeVry Columbus campus is actually merging with the online session. We're probably just going to get rid of DeVry University of Columbus on top there and just become DeVry University Online. It's primarily because the steep path DeVry is going down. But all in all, that's pretty much all we're doing there.
What me and Ian are doing at DeVry is he does a presentation in the class, and I come in and follow up. Like tomorrow, I think I'll be coming in there to reiterate to the students some of these things like extended education and how. So he does a presentation, but then afterwards I'll try to catch them one-on-one briefly to try to get them involved.
Yeah, tomorrow there's only a compensation class with Carol Dietrich, so.
I was muted. Someone say something?
No.
Anyway, I'm still trying to get some inroads into OSU to talk to them. You heard me talk about that in the chair's report with the graduate students also. Hawid Musa with the electrical engineering department, computer electrical engineering department. We're supposed to meet for lunch and try to determine what kind of event that they may have. Moving down to the OSU graduate, that's Paul Berger again. So that's kind of in limbo at this particular time. I'll give more information. James State Community College, I'll be talking to Jim. He's just coming off of vacation this week. So that's the end of all the reports. In the old business, Josh has already established the obviously reimbursement process. That's working pretty good, and we appreciate that. Does anybody else have any old business they want to cover before we close old business? I think we've talked about pretty much everything along the way, but might be something else.
Yeah, the minutes that Josh wasn't on the line when we discussed it, but from last month, the banner that we got and we used last year at Maker X, there was a question maybe whether the pixels were good enough on it or it was going to have to be redone. And I guess I never heard what we ended up with. So that was just mentioned last, and I don't know, maybe Josh knows, was the pixels okay to keep the banner, or were we looking to redo it or what? I don't know what we were going to do. That's all.
He said the Gahanna school did it for us, the Fab Lab at Gahanna, Mike Kunselman. And he said he'd do it again. He didn't like it, but it was so close to Maker X, he just did it for us. with the image we got them. I think I got a higher res image. I just haven't really been. I've been busy with learning how to become a parent, so that's taken a bunch of my time. But
yeah, that's a job.
I don't have experience yet.
Job never stop.
So yes, we'll get it done. Mike's a really good guy and all that type of stuff. So I don't see a problem there at all. I think Carl, you still have the banner that we used at Maker X. So I mean, it's usable. It's just kind of fuzzy when you get really close to it. At a distance, it's hard to tell.
You're muted, Howard.
So that's pretty much all the old business. New business is very simple. In November, we're talking about a section meeting. You see the meeting schedule. If you don't have it, do you have it pulled up? And the meeting schedule, we're having a WebEx in October, same time, 6:30. But November, we're expecting to have a section meeting. In December, we're going to have a Christmas meeting on the 12th. We have to establish the place for the section meeting and get a lot of RSVPs, see what we need to have in November, and basically talk about that the most in the next meeting. Is there any other new business anyone else wanted to? Well, if not, I would like to entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I move we close.
A second.
All in favor, and thank you everybody for coming, and thank you for your contributions, and I will be working on those chair reports.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Trying to figure out how to get out there, Carl.
Yes, we gotta figure out how to leave the meeting. I remember.
Oh yeah. I believe there's a stop sharing button, or else I just gotta quit.